Hello and welcome to my latest weekly video news from Madison's. Well, the only news in the headlines this week, really, other than obviously what's going to happen at the upcoming budget. I'll turn to that shortly, probably in the following week one. But it's about Renters' Rights Act, or the Renters' Rights Bill. It seems to go by both names. It got royal assent last week. So basically that means that it is now coming. It's gone through all those phases of proposal, being debated in the Commons, debated in the Lords, going back to the Commons, and now it has royal assent. That means it is happening. The industry, we've expected that for quite a while, and now just waiting for clarity really on when those implementation dates are going to be. So I thought I'd just do a bit of a synopsis about what does it mean for you if you're a landlord that will be coming. Well, the biggest difference, of course, is the abolition of the Section 21 eviction, the no-fault eviction, which basically at the moment means that you can get your hands back on your property whenever you want, really, regardless of whether the tenant's being a good tenant or not. So yes, you can sort of serve a Section 21. That is going to go. You won't be able to do a no-fault eviction, which means that you will have to be a bit more strategic on how you would get back a property. The reality is most landlords, when they've got a good tenant in, they don't want them to go. They tend to want them back because they often want to sell the property. But the abolition of that Section 21 will just take away a lot of flexibility from regaining control of your property. The other changes, you won't be able to charge big rents up front, and you won't be allowed to go to a bidding war on a rent. So the market rate that you rent it at is the most that you will be able to rent it at. You can't accept an increased rent. There are decent home standards which are coming in. You have to keep your property in a decent standard, in a good condition. Mold is a big thing around tenants. There'll be lots of regulation around that. Sorry, I'm just being off-put by a lady waving at me there. There's going to be a database of landlords, so you'll have to register with a certain registration to show that you basically are a decent landlord and not up to any sharp practices. What else is there as well? Big one, of course, no fixed term tenancies, only periodic tenancies. So you cannot set a fixed term anymore. Everything will be on a rolling contract. Any that I've missed out? No, I think that's it actually. Oh, and you cannot refuse tenants on any ground. So you can't refuse them because they've got a dog or children or are on benefits. You have to allow them in. So, as I say, we're waiting to hear the dates on when it's going to be implemented. But landlords now, what you could start to do is review your contracts that you've got with your tenancies, understand where you are going to have some exposures, review the standard of your homes. That decent home standard will come and get you, register, and of course, come and speak to a decent letting agent. We are well versed to hopefully advise you about this. I head up sales. My husband James heads up lettings with his great team, Becky, Jill and Jane, and we are very happy to advise you on all aspects of that. We've been watching this for a very, very long time, knowing it was coming. So what does the industry feel about it? Well, generally, I think there are some things in there that are really, really good. I think the decent home standard and the register of landlords, that's all for the good. But the concern is that it's become harder and harder for a landlord to own their property recently, to sell it, and its taxation benefits have gone. You used to be able to get all sorts of tax advantages on a rental property. It's very expensive to buy a rental property now. So all those things going into the mix, which are meaning that what is concerning is there will be a contrition of stock in the market as more landlords look to exit, and ultimately tenants will therefore pay more. Also, not allowed to have bidding wars on rent. Will rents just be set higher from the outset, simply to get around that? Again, that will hurt tenants. So yeah, lots of concern about how it will affect the stock and what happens when properties first go to market. As ever, we will watch, keep you updated, and let you know everything that's going on. We've got a really helpful guide that we've put together to help you with that. So if anybody wants any more information on that, then do please get in touch. We'll very happily give you our guide, which summarises, excuse me, everything that's going on in renters' rights and what you can do and how we could help if you would like us to. Well, that's all I'm going to talk about this week. It's Halloween coming up this week, bonfire night, lots going on around the town. Do look at the fabulous My Tunbridge Wells for all the details, and I will look forward to seeing you next week. Bye-bye.